Ha! Right. Thanks everyone, thanks for joining us. We're the Welsh Bigfoot organisation. My name's Gar.
I'm Tom.
This week, to be fair to us, we've been really good. We've got you within a week of doing the last one.
It's been pretty good.
It's been pretty good. I got to be honest, I've done absolutely no preparation for today. But Tom's got a couple of stories that I have no idea what they are really. Well, a little bit about them, but Tom's going to explain and take me through it. One's a Welsh one as well, which is quite quite a good one.
Welsh, one's from Cornwall, so both British this week.
Yeah.
Oh, this podcast, because they're not going to be every week, are they?
No.
But yeah, so first story, I've known about it almost as long as we've had the page, and I've been meaning to try and go and verify bits of it.
Yeah.
Maybe go down to the local council, because it's from Swansea where we're based. And I've had all these ideas of like, oh well, I must be able to trace this or that, but just not got around to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a full-time job. So I've just decided to tell the story. I don't know how much of it is true, how much isn't. I have tried to look into it a little bit, but I just can't find anything really. So it could just be a curious story, or it could be just, I'm not looking in the right places. But anyway, it's interesting, regardless. So
What's it called?
It's called Natives of the Red Dragon.
Natives of the Red Dragon, which is instantly Welsh, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it is as Welsh as we're going to get, I think, for right now. So this is a story that was posted in a 14 Times forum, I think, originally, which he has there. And I've found this on a couple of different pages, but it's always been word for word the exact same thing, which is why I'm not sure whether it's just...
So there's no separate iterations of
the
story, it's just the same word for word story.
Yeah. So, and then like maybe a little, like with this article, there's a little preference a little bit before it, just saying, because it was posted on St David's Day and we're going to tell you this story we found, but the actual story stays exactly the same. But right, I'll read it to you and we'll talk about it as we go along. So, a curious article, The Red Dragon Stamps by C.H.R. Andrews, appeared in a journal called The Stamp Lover in 1928. Apparently collectors had been mystified over the previous months by the appearance of certain small denomination British stamps overprinted with a red dragon. Some 20 letters and postcards were known to exist, all having pairs of stamps, the left one of which bore the overprint. Invariably, both were cancelled, although only the normal one could pay postage. At the time of writing, none had been reported for nearly 2 months. So I mean, that's how this all starts,
someone sticking dragon over on the top of stamps.
Yeah, I mean, I can picture that. I've seen bands get a stamp and stamp banknotes with it so that their image is in circulation. So that, so far to me, seems pretty plausible. So, where are we? The first of these stamps was reported shortly after the disappearance of Rhys Evans.
This is the dude you were telling me about.
So this is the guy that we're going to be talking
awesome,
about.
Yeah.
So shortly after the disappearance of Rhys Evans, 71, a well-known Welsh book collector and expert, Evans left home in Sketty in Swansea on the afternoon of the 4th of April 1928 to show his friend Professor Jenkins of University College a very old Welsh book of stories and legends, which he carried in a waterproof wrapper. It included an account of a secret sect or clan responsible for the guardianship of 5 sacred dragons and a crude plan which Evans hoped his friend would decipher.
So the story so far is that these guys are like the keepers of the dragons.
Yeah, so he thinks he's got evidence of these people who are the keepers of these 5 sacred Welsh dragons.
Awesome.
So, I mean, obviously being Welsh dragons, we're going to love this.
Yeah.
But it's also quite fun. We're going down almost like a Indiana Jones or what's the one with Nicolas Cage?
Oh, the
National
Treasure.
National Treasure. So we're kind of going down that kind of route. So here we go. So Evans never reached the college. A short walk away. Evans never reached the college. A short walk away. 2 days later, his wife received a letter from Cardiff bearing a pair of penny halfpenny stamps, one of which had the dragon overprint.
So that's the dragon stamp?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The message in Welsh told her not to worry, as her husband was quite well and it bore what was undoubtedly his signature. The note ended with the words, you're going to have to read that bit for me.
Where's that now? Oh, Trigolion a Draig Goch.
There you go. Which means natives of the Red Dragon. Various people subsequently received letters from the group, all bearing dragon stamps and all referring to old Welsh articles. The postmarks were from Cardiff, Cardigan, Wrexham and various towns on the sites of old Roman camps. Evans turned up 5 days later, sitting by a lake in Brynmill Park.
So 7 days.
So 7 days in total, yeah. He was in good health and would give no explanation to his absence. The ancient book was missing and he seemed unconcerned about its loss, which was quite out of character. He seemed enigmatic. He stated enigmatically that there were dragons in Wales today, but refused to elaborate. Coincidentally, a report from Llandergelly near Randall Forest stated that 3 children saw a huge beast in the woods and that one, bolder than the rest, attempted to follow it. His way was blocked by 2 men who escorted him part of the way home. They were dressed in white with red dragons emblazoned on their chests.
So it's like a secret society of keepers of the dragons.
That are keeping dragons, yeah. Now,
there's a lot we can go off this.
Yes.
Instant. So he's a scholar, isn't he? Let's be honest, right?
He's a scholar.
And he's going to see his mate,
who is also a scholar.
who's also a scholar in the university.
They've got this. He's got this book which he's been carrying around religiously in waterproof wrapper.
So he's looking after it.
Yeah.
Right. Now, this letter that's gone to his missus 2 days after he disappeared.
Yeah.
Is in his own writing.
Well, it's got his signature on it.
Okay.
So I think the theory was supposed to be that they'd written it
And he'd signed
and
it.
he'd signed it to show that they
He was
weren't
alive
lying, that
and
he
he
was
was-
alive and he was well.
You just got to kind of bring it more close to home, haven't you?
Yeah.
I've been out on benders.
Yeah. And
And I tried to make excuses.
exactly.
But
And the thing is, now we've got phones and stuff.
Yeah.
You'll text somebody, whatever you.
yeah.
Back then, if he's gone on a huge bender,
For 2 days to
For
start
2
with.
days.
He's woken up, hungover, gone, oh shit, I've got to explain myself. Sent a letter, and then gone, I might as well get hammered for another 5 days.
because he's obviously he was from Cardiff, so he's
Yeah.
gone from Sketty to Cardiff on this bender. I could say I've done that myself.
I've done that, yeah.
But then, so that's what I think.
Brynmill
It was-
found on a bench in Brynmill Park.
Yeah,
Claire's done that as well. I found Claire on a bench in Brynmill Park.
and this is now, it was from, the story's from 1928, the article. So we can assume that it was either 1928 that this happened
Or before.
which kind of is like on the tail end of the period that is often known as the Great Binge.
Yeah, the grip pinch.
So this is like a period of time where, like during the Second World War, you could go into Harrods in London and get a hamper to send to somebody on the front line.
Morphine and cocaine and everything.
Yeah, morphine, cocaine. It would have things like socks and bits
Yeah.
of food and things, but all
Helpful
these drugs, but these drugs would just be in there. And it was towards about that time when the reform came around. So, I mean, he might not even just been drinking. He could have been doing opium, anything really at that point. I mean, but then he's 71. That's the only thing. He's
So
71
he's
years old.
old at that time.
Yeah, which
Not so old now, but it is old then.
well, yeah,
still old
exactly.
now, isn't
It's
it?
still old now. I mean, there's not many 71-year-olds who's going to go on a 7-day bender. And it's, I know it is Swansea,
But,
but still, it's. But then,
you said earlier on as well, when we were discussing this before the cameras went on, you said you had a look for that journal.
I
didn't
did
you?
have a look for that journal. This is the thing that's starting to make me think, well, maybe actually this is just like an early version of what they call it, like the Slender Man creepypasta.
Creepypasta, yeah.
It could be like an earlier version of one of them that's just gone into folklore, because I did look up the article, The Red Dragon Stamps by C.H.R. Andrews. I couldn't find the article. The only C.H.R. Andrews I could find was a church.
Yeah.
It was the church of something, St. Andrews.
Yeah.
That was all that was coming up. I couldn't find a person by that name. And I couldn't find the stamp lover either. But maybe, like I said, I just had a quick look online. It could be, if it's from 1928, it could be that not enough people care about it, that it's been put online.
You'd have to go to a museum or something, or a library.
And this is what I've been saying to myself for months. Either go down to Swansea Museum or Swansea Library, see if there's articles or anything. I mean, going back that far, I've even thought of asking if there's some way of requesting through Freedom of Information any police reports from that time.
What about those kids, see, in the forest?
Yeah, now that bit does to me sound like a little bit that's just been tagged on to the end.
Yeah.
To make it more...
Was it the same day, or it didn't say give a date or
It
anything?
doesn't give a date or anything.
It could have been like 2 years later.
I think it says like, at the same time or something along those lines. Where is it? No, actually, it doesn't actually tell you if it's
It
the
could have
same
been
time or not.
10 years before.
It could have been back in medieval times.
Could have been last week, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good story though.
It's a lovely story,
I do
especially
like it as a story,
like
and it's
literally
local.
for anyone who doesn't know Swansea, Sketty is about 2 miles away from here, that way.
Yeah. So it's nice and
So it's
as
real
close to home
close.
as we could get, really. So I've wanted to talk about it for a while. I could leave it to be continued.
Yeah, we
Maybe
look
if I get
into
the
it.
time.
Also, as well, if you know anything about it or you want to do a bit of research for us, remember that email address, welshbigfootorganisation@outlook.com. That's live now.
And we can even post a link to the article.
But I'll post a link to the article in the description below. Sound, yeah, excellent.
If you think you can do better than me, which isn't going to be hard, crack on.
Because fair play to us, I don't do any work at all. Tom does all the work, and he juggles that between working full time and running the Facebook page, which is
It's mainly just me finding memes.
yeah. Well,
I mean,
you're doing a good job anyway.
Half the time I don't even get the ones I post. I just
Yeah.
think it's a meme. Maybe people will find it funny, and they're usually the ones that get the most reactions.
I don't
So
understand that. The really well thought out memes, the ones I think that go, well, this is a really good one. They get like 500 views or
Yeah.
something. Something that you've just literally whacked on for 2 seconds, get like 45,000
yeah,
views.
but thank you all as well for
Yeah.
liking, sharing.
And we're getting a lot of messages as well, I've got to be honest, more and more every day.
We've had some very nice messages from a lot of you, so I want to say thank you to you all for that. We do appreciate it. I mean, we're not as professional as we could be, but
I think that's half the appeal.
yeah. So I'm glad you're enjoying, guys.
Yeah, sound. Right, so this is attempt 3.
Right, yeah. Attempt 3.
So this is the second part. Story is about...
So it's about the Owlman, which we like a bit of owls on this page.
Love the owls.
In the podcast, so it's straight away, and it's from Cornwall, so straight away, perfect choice. So yeah, the Owlman. So it's part of Cornish folklore. It's the Owlman, sometimes referred to as the Cornish OWLMAN or the Owlman of Maunan.
Again, Owlman of Maunan.
Not easy. I will stumble at some point. Wish me luck. It's an owl-like creature said to have been seen around mid-1976 in the village of Maunan in Cornwall, in the UK. The Owlman is sometimes compared to Mothman. So, like, obviously we've touched on Mothman in the past. People do say it's been seen around the world, not just in West Virginia, as a kind of harbinger of doom. So yeah, it could have been Mothman, but I mean, I've not been able to find anything that says anything bad happened. So maybe it was Mothman and he was just there enjoying himself rather than bringing
Yeah, an all day
something,
now.
but,
Everybody needs a break
yeah,
at the end of the day.
exactly. So anyway, we'll go into the history for you. So the story originated when Tony Doc Shields, or Shells, I think it's Shields, claimed to have investigated a report of two young girls on holiday in Maunan who saw a large winged creature hovering above the tower of St Maunan and St Stephen's Church in Maunan on April 17th, 1976. According to most versions of the story, the girls, identified as June and Vicky Melling, were so frightened by the sight of a large feathered birdman that their father Don immediately cut short their family holiday after hearing their tale. According to Shields, one of the girls provided him with a drawing of the creature, which he dubbed Owlman.
And that's the one.
I think that's the one that I posted on the page, and to be fair, I posted it and we just got a load of comments saying that's not Owlman, that's Mothman, as soon as they saw the image of it. And I'll admit myself, looking at it, it did look very much like the description of Owlman.
Yeah.
Mothman. Sorry, this is going to get confusing. But, so, I mean, maybe. But anyway, we'll go into that a bit. So the story was subsequently related in a pamphlet entitled Morgar, the Monster of Falmouth Bay by Anthony Maunan Peller.
Maunan again.
There's lots of Maunan in it. Which circulated throughout Cornwall in 1976, according to Shields. Owlman was reported again on the 3rd of July by two 14-year-old girls identified as Sally Chapman and Barbara Perry, who were aware of the Owlman tale.
Oh, so they knew about it to start with.
So these girls did know about it, yeah. But according to the story, the two girls were camping when they were confronted by a big owl with pointed ears as big as a man with glowing eyes and black pincer-like claws. Which, I mean, yeah.
Big ass owl.
Yeah, that's, it sounds scary.
Yeah, definitely.
But, I can imagine 14-year-old girls on their own in a tent. That would be a scary sight.
Yeah, it would.
But there's been sporadic claims of Owlman sightings in the vicinity of the church, circulated in 1978, 1979, 1989 and 1995. According to legend, a loud owl-like sound could be heard at night in the Mullion churchyard during the year 2000.
That's quite more recent.
So, but the problem we got here, the descriptions all along. I mean, obviously they said this is large man. The first story was man, half owl. The next sighting, Kleiner claimed to just look like a giant owl, about the size of a man. And let's face it, being able to hear loud owl noises in a churchyard isn't that.
It's not uncommon, is it? Just, you know, they roost in churches.
Yeah, so I mean, so we're going to quickly move on here to some of the explanations that have been given.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, there's not many explanations that have been given for it.
What, for it to actually be an Owlman of Maunan?
Well, so obviously the theory by this first guy is that it's this half man, half owl.
Yeah.
But according to author Joe Nichol, church towers are common nesting places for barn owls.
Yeah.
As we say, which were likely the source of the sightings. Author and 40 TV presenter, so this is a guy who's out there looking for this stuff. Reverend Lionel Fanthorpe also identifies the sightings of a Eurasian eagle owl as
huge.
A likely source of the legend.
They're enormous.
They are gigantic things,
like this big.
with the big pointed ears.
Yeah.
Big orange eyes.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll put a picture up for you
I
if
will,
you don't know
I'll try
what
to
they
get it
are.
up, yeah.
In fact, I remember one being brought to my school when I was like
And they're
really young,
enormous,
and they are gigantic. I mean, yeah, as a kid that would have scared me coming out of the door.
Done right.
But then occult historian Gareth Medway suggests that the whole thing may have just been a hoax by Shields, who had a reputation for hoaxing apparently.
Ah, so, okay.
Medway noted that witnesses claiming encounters with the tree monster were either Doc Shields or friends of Doc Shields or relatives of Doc Shields, or reported their sightings to Doc Shields and to no one else. Or else wrote letters describing what they had seen to newspapers and were never interviewed by anyone.
Dodge.
So
100% dodge.
yeah, I mean, I had to bring it up. We have got a history of talking about owls.
We need an owl segment in every episode, I hope.
Yeah, we failed on the past two,
Yeah, I know.
but they were special ones with the storm things. So yeah, we'll keep on looking for something owl related.
Yes.
So far I'm thinking owls might be a big culprit for a lot of sightings for things,
I think so too.
which is kind of cool.
It's really cool. Well, so on that note, thanks for joining us. This is the Welsh Bigfoot Organisation. You can get us on the Facebook page. You can also email at us at welshbigfootorganisation@outlook.com. Obviously, you're watching the YouTube channel. But cheers, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Take care.
Bye bye.